My capstone is about the integration of my two favorite topics, criminal justice and theater arts. I love theater and it has been my passion for so long, but through my college journey, I have discovered my love for criminal justice, and that it's not only another passion of mine, but I feel like it is my calling in life. And I wanted to share that just quickly before we jump in, but let's jump in. Here is my thesis as a review. I put this in sort of a goal board format because my capstone was more than a paper for me. It's a goal and it's my personal call to action. I haven't reached this goal yet because I want to take this and take everything I've learned and bring it into my life and my career outside of college and after college. But now that I have done this research, I am in a great position to be able to do that, and I can't wait to. So as a review, and I'll just read pieces here that are on the slide, my thesis was about how theater is rehabilitative and how it is powerful and proven to heal, how retribution is what our current criminal justice system looks like, and how that is detrimental to us, how being compassionate can change and revolutionize our world and our own lives, and how all of this is up to us to make a difference in. I want to touch on the most important part of my paper in this presentation, how theater is healing. We know this, you and I, we have experienced this sort of life-changing power as forever theater people, but not everyone does. Not everyone has experienced this. And I want that to be the case. And that's what I want to talk about. So Tom Bowtell, he is an artistic director and founder of an immersive theater program for youth in the UK. And he gives an amazing TED Talk on how theater changes lives. Within my capstone, I share my favorite quote from this TED Talk, and that quote perfectly describes what us theater lovers wish to share with the world, or so I feel, and I want to share it again. Theater is not going to save the world, but it can change the world by changing people. It can change by being an active protest in itself. It can change by allowing people to try on new hats, to explore different perspectives and worldviews. But perhaps most powerfully, it can change by giving someone the chance to create something valuable with someone else. And when you've made something with someone else, you've got something in common with them. Something to talk about over a cup of tea. And that's a start. I love that quote. And something enlightening that touches on, and that I learned while working on my capstone, was that not only does theater change my life, and I feel like it could change others' life, but that's already been proven. That's a fact. Study after study I read said the same thing. Prison theater changes lives, and we need it. It is necessary in our system. Those are the facts, and I love that it's more than just a feeling. It's been proven. I love this quote because it puts that in the most perfect way. Theater's not going to save the world, right? And some people think, oh, theater, whatever. How could that possibly save the world? Well, it changes people. And it changed me, and it changes others, and we change the world. And I love that. To showcase this idea, I want to share a handful of personal accounts from inmates. And they share what they love and what they've learned being a part of their local prison theater program. This collage of quotes that you see is a representation of the positive effects of prison theater that we can see. But if I zoom out, you can see there is so much more to the current and potential effect that prison theater can have than to what meets the eye. This effect represents what I initially thought the power of theater was to what now I know about the power of theater. We only see such a small part, but in reality, this positive effect is so much greater and so much more significant than we could imagine. This slide not only exists for this representational purpose, but these are actual experiences from inmates across America sharing their experience with prison theater and how it's changed their life. This doesn't include the prison wardens, the program directors or the community members, and there are plenty from them as well, but I really wanted to focus on the inmates' perspectives. I'm just going to read each of these, and hopefully it offers for you a more in-depth understanding of what I've been researching and how meaningful it truly is. Analyzing characters like Othello, who have committed heinous crimes but found redemption, helped me to see past my own mistakes. If we had invested more in theater, we wouldn't end up in prison. Theater provides a way for people to feel like they have agency, that they can say yes and to navigate their life in a humane way. You think about the challenges of prevention and rehabilitation, and theater is the answer for them. I truly believe more theater equals less prison. Rehabilitation through the arts is not an alternate reality where I can go to be someone else. When I go, I become myself. Prison theater helped me get my humanity back, to let me know that I wasn't as bad as the decision I had made. When you start to analyze character motivations, you can look at your own life with a new perspective. Maybe I did this because of my environment, or because an event set some course of action in motion. I had a much clearer sense of cause and consequence. I didn't have my first cry until I was in prison. Rehabilitation through the arts actually helped me to tap back into my emotions. We are more than what society says we are. It is the most amazing, ridiculous high you can ever get participating in prison theater. And trust me, I've done my share of highs. Theater helped me learn to overcome obstacles and doubts and push me through the struggles. It gave me an incredibly deep and lasting bond with the men in the program. It's like you've been holding your breath all week, and when you walk into the auditorium for rehearsal, you can finally exhale. It helped develop my process of reasoning and made me think so much more about the message I might be conveying to other people through my actions. Prison performing arts gives us a voice in society so we can show that we're not worth giving up on or thrown away. From a really practical standpoint, the prison theater program played a major role in my parole board hearing. I was a more confident speaker for sure, but it also gave me something to talk about with the commissioners on the board. They were surprised I knew Shakespeare and I could have a conversation with them about him. Everyone was looking forward to the prison theater. That never happens. It gave me a forum to explore vulnerable emotions in a safe space. I feel like it's okay if I live my whole life in here now, because now I'm free. It wasn't until I got into theater that I really knew who I was. I could investigate answers to questions about my values and learn to be empathetic to other people's worldview. Thank you for seeing us. Thank you for seeing us as human. When you're involved in a play, you're not in prison anymore. I feel friendlier, more likely to open up to people. I don't feel judged. We can all create something beautiful, no matter where you are. We were doing all these exercises and we kept asking when we'd be getting to the acting part. But it was a wax on, wax off type of situation where all of a sudden these seemingly dumb things started to account for something. I've never felt so supported, like my talent meant something. The past didn't matter. I had a future. This experience has created a community in the prison population that wasn't there before. We can transform our lives, even in here. Rehabilitation through the arts helped me find myself. It's easy to get lost in here in the mist and darkness, but to find that light, that's what this program is for me. This makes me feel special. I hope you feel the power that comes from those. This is a list of 30 experiences in total. And though it may feel like a lot, and it is a lot in terms of how many prison theater programs there are, it is nothing compared to the millions and millions of people that are in prison right now. nonetheless, I do hope you felt that emotion. It's so powerful, and these statements are incredibly powerful. Thank you each for changing my life and giving me theater so that I can take it out into the world and hopefully change other lives and make this world a better place. Dang it, I was just over 10 minutes.